If you're new to Deception Bytes, hit the like and subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell to be notified of future videos. If you wish to support the channel, the links are in the description below. Now, fasten your seatbelt. Here we go. Hi guys, I'm back and it is Saturday, November 24th, and I'm going to keep this purposefully very short. And the reason for doing that is because I want you to be able to share it. It's very important, and I want to, by keeping it short, hopefully more people will be able to listen to it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take you out somewhere and I'm going to show you something that you may find quite disturbing. Now, this person is a Mexican journalist, and I believe that they have a great deal of integrity. Personally, I have listened to several of their videos. Now, their name is Alex Bachman, and he has been talking about this caravan and reporting on the caravan, but it's interesting because he's fluent in both English and Spanish, and he translated something. This spokesperson, I guess you would call him, for the caravan, was talking on Mexican television, and of course I don't speak fluent enough Spanish to understand what he's saying, but once it was translated, it's quite disturbing. So I'm going to go to the let me see, I think it's 13:55 that it starts, and I'm starting the video at 13:51. So let's listen for a minute and hear what this guy is proposing, or claiming, rather. And it will start in
here we go.
Ahorita queremos entrar pacíficamente.
Now we want to enter peacefully, he says, and then he says, we want to reach an agreement with Trump. Check this out.
Queremos llegar a un acuerdo, como te digo, con Trump.
We want to reach an agreement with Trump.
Porque si no, aquel día allá en Guatemala estuvimos.
Because if not, in that day when we were in Guatemala, remember when they stormed through the border? He's remembering that day. That if they don't come to a peaceful resolution, because if not, what happened in Guatemala, he's like hinting. You know?
So, yeah, he's saying, you know, what we're wanting, this caravan is wanting, is to reach an agreement with Trump. Well, we know that that's not going to happen. And he's saying, well, if not, what happened in Guatemala, it's going to happen at the U.S.-Mexico border. That's what he's saying. But it's what he says next that is the most disturbing.
At something worse. And here the Televisa reporter asking him, he already made it clear, meaning Donald Trump, and he will not let them enter. He said that Donald Trump would not let them enter into the United States. And this is what he responds.
Pues sí, si la fijó.
Yeah, well, yeah, he made it clear, like I said.
Entonces, como te digo, él no puede él no puede.
He cannot come against, he cannot fire against us.
He's claiming, well, yeah, I know what Donald Trump said, but he can't come against us. He can't fire against us. Who's telling him that? Who's telling him that? Someone is. Who's paying him? Anyway, let's listen.
He says he can't fire against them. Because I believe that tomorrow, a really strong nation is coming to support us. May I ask what countries? Asked the reporter. Russia is coming. They are coming. I have their phone number. From them in Chile. Chile, as you know, is a socialist communist country.
So he's saying Russia's coming. They're coming. And he's saying, you know, I have their phone number. I phoned them. I talked to them in Chile. Well, Chile is a socialist government, so it's possible that there are Russian agents that he is in contact with in Chile. That's very possible. Anyway, let's go on.
I just called him on the phone, and I told him what was going on, and then they're asking him his name. Who are you? I mean, you're clearly an agent. Clearly, this guy is being supported by the Russians now. He has their phone number in Chile, and they're like giving them like, I don't know, recommendations, suggestions of how to deal with this humanitarian crisis at the border.
Now, it's interesting because, yes, he's claiming, he's definitely an agent, and he's claiming that he is in contact with these people in Chile. Now, here's the thing. We've been hearing about all this border buildup for days, probably weeks now. It's been at least a week that we've been hearing all these rumors about, tanks at the border, and not on the American side, but on the Mexican side. And people have said that these tanks have a star on them. Other people have said they don't. It's very unclear right now, and I think that there's a lot of disinformation that's happening. Now, whether this is part of the disinformation, I don't know. Are they making us, afraid of Russia when really it's China? Or I don't know. Is this the United Nations? Is this being funded by leftist organizations such as the Soros Group? I don't know. We're hearing all this information that we have no way of properly vetting unless we are physically there. We have to depend on those that are. So it's interesting when they ask this person their name, he refuses. Now listen.
Mi nombre no se lo puedo dar.
I cannot give you my name. I cannot give it to you.
No se lo puedo dar. El nombre a todos nadie se lo ha dado.
I haven't given it to anybody.
Yo mi nombre lo niego.
I always deny my name.
Viene Rusia.
Russia is coming.
Ellos vienen.
They are coming. And there you go. I mean, wow. What do you think about that, guys?
It's interesting.
Now I'm going to just replay the clip just so you walk.
Now, I don't think it's necessary that we, replay it and hear it again. I think that we've heard it, and that is the information. But what do we do with that information? I wanted to get this out in case there are others that can add to the conversation. Please leave comments below. And also, it's interesting that let me see here, let me get over here. At 2110, let me see if I can go there. 2110, just hold on 1 minute here. Not even a minute. Here we are at 21, so let's start listening up there.
Laws, constitutional law.
And by the way, this is the Mexican journalist now that we're listening to.
Is already being totally set aside, swept aside, in order to usher in the new law of the land, which is the United Nations Charter.
He's saying Mexican laws are being swept aside so that they can bring in the UN.
And Mexico signed everything for Agenda 30 now, same for Chile. And I can't even say anymore that some of them might be ill. I can't say anything else, okay? Some of them in the caravan might be ill. Some of them might not be very nice people after all. But I can't generalize, I can't say anything else. I can't speak too strongly now because they get offended, you see? They do get offended. And the National Human Rights Commissions say that there is no basic illegal immigration. Migration is a human right all across the world.
And we know that that's exactly what they're trying to promote. Mass migration, because that is the way to bring in the New World Order. That is the way to bring in global governance. That is what's happening. That is what we're witnessing all across the globe. That is what that whole caravan is about. That's what it's all about. And, it's alarming to me that he states constitutional law is being swept aside. Now, this is Mexican constitutional law is being swept aside in order to usher in the new law of the land, which is the United Nations Charter. Mexico signed everything for Agenda 30. Now, same for Chile. Those are his exact words. Now, I wanted to make this available. I wanted this information to be available. I'm not going to comment on it too much because I can't say with absolute surety that this is true. I'm not there. I'm not physically present there. And we have to depend on those who are to get our news, unfortunately. And we have to trust that we're getting the right information. Now, because this person is reporting on a lot of alternate news, then I do, in fact, trust that person. But let me know in the comments below. What do you think? What do you think is happening? How do you feel about this? I would really like to know. And I'm going to sign off for now. And I hope that you guys have a good, safe, enjoyable evening. Bye-bye.